Okay, Act 1. Okay, so here we are in Verona, Italy. So basically this dude and his buds are just walking through the town, and all of a sudden these other dudes start taunting them. And this guy's all, do you bite your thumb at me? And the other dude's all, yeah. So, after getting teased by them, they're both like, well, I guess there's only one way to settle this. By killing each other. Alright, bro. So they start fighting, yeah? And the prince shows up and he's all, hey, you need to behave yourselves, or I'll kill you, or whatever. Cut to Lord and Lady Montague. Lady Montague's reaction to all the bloodshed that has just happened is, people fighting is bad, but where's my son Romeo at? And Lord Montague responds with, well, he's just been staying up in his room all day all sad and stuff. And Romeo's cousin shows up and he's like, I'll just go talk to him and figure out why he's being such a loser. So his cousin asks him why he's being such a crybaby, and Romeo's just like, because the girl I like doesn't like me as much. And his cousin's just like, well, that sucks. Okay, so now this dude, Lord Capulet's just chilling, right? And this guy, Paris, is just like, hey, can I marry your 12-year-old daughter? And the Lord absolutely appalls, says, excuse me? You must impress her first, bro. And Paris is like, oh, okay. So Capulet's just gonna have a party, so Lord Capulet asks some peasant with no education, hey, disgusting simpleton that can't read, go give out these invitations to all the people addressed to them. And the peasants all just, alright, sir, I will. He doesn't. He gives it to Romeo. Romeo and Juliet meet, and that's it. No, I'm just kidding. They meet one time, then they fall in love with each other. I'm starting to think Shakespeare didn't make this. Alright, that was fun, but now it's Act 2. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. All that happens that isn't filler is that they bond and get married. I think that part about George Lucas making this is actually adding up.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and...
Alright, Act 3. So we're outside now, right? And this is Romeo's friend, right? He's here. He's like, I'm gonna walk around. And this dude, Tybalt, shows up. That's Romeo's evil cousin. And he's like, hey, stupid. And then, Romeo's friend, he's like, oh, wow, you wanna fight? And I don't wanna fight, bro. And then they start fighting, right? And then Romeo shows up, and Tybalt's like, hey, you wanna fight? And Romeo's like, no, I don't want to do that. So then Tybalt's like, well, how about I kill your friend? And he does. And then Romeo's like, okay, now it's fine. So then he does kill Tybalt, and he dies. And then he runs away. And then the prince showed up, and he's like, who has done this? And then the lady person shows up, and she's like, it was the Romeo guy. He's like, okay, I'm gonna kill him. And then Romeo's like, cousin shows up, and he's like, well, don't kill him. He did it in self-defense. And then she's just like, no, he did it. He ran. You're just his friend. You did it. And then the prince is like, okay, stop your fighting. How about this? I'll just exile him. Okay, yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Alright, so he's crying and all, right? Romeo, because he got exiled. Not that fun. And the friar, bro, Friar Lawrence, he comes up to him and he's like, hey, I'll settle this, bro. You just go to, Dagobah, or whatever it's called, right? And, we'll get you back. I got a plan, okay? Well, I'll send a letter to you when to come back, and we'll settle it. Oh, okay. So cut away to the Capulet's place or whatever, right? And then Lady Capulet's like, hey, my daughter, guess what? Your cousin is dead. Oh no. Then Lady Capulet's like, yeah, we know you're sad, but we got you a husband now. His name's Paris. What a stupid name. Alright, now it's Act 4. So, what happens? Okay, so let's just say Juliet's not too happy about having to marry someone against her will. I don't know, kind of weird. But she goes to Friar, and he's like, hey, I have an idea. Take this potion, and it'll put you in a coma. And then we'll wake you up, and then you can be with Romeo. He can stop being a little whiner. She's like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. I'll drink this. So then she goes home, right? She gives out a very long speech that's long and boring. And then she drinks it, and then just goes, night-night, coma time. And then the nurse finds her, who I've never brought up yet, but it's too late for that. She's like, oh my god, everyone, she's dead. I'm like, she's dead. Alright, now it's time things get real. Okay, so Romeo's basically moping around in his little exile he got. And then this dude comes along. He's like, hey! And Romeo's like, what? Can I go back? Oh yeah, by the way, how is Juliet?
She died.
So then he goes to buy poison. Okay, now cut to Juliet's grave. And she's being mourned by Paris. He's like, I am sad. And then he hears some noises and he goes and hides. Then Romeo shows up at her grave. He's like, I am sad. And then Paris shows up. He's like, hey, wanna fight? Sure. Then Romeo kills him. Then he looks at her grave and says, I was fond of you. And then he drinks the potion and dies. Then she wakes up, and Friar shows up and he's like, they're both dead. And she's like, Mondays, am I right? Then she stabs herself in the heart with a dagger and dies. Then everyone shows up to the dead Romeo and Juliet, and they're all sad. Go figure. And the prince is like, this is why you don't have family feuds.